Alright, so since I started selling this product, I've gotten a lot of questions, and I'm just going to go ahead and run through that a little bit, answer them as best as possible, as good as I can. So if I don't happen to cover your question, just email me, and I'll answer it as best as I can. So one of the questions I get asked the most, which is probably the most ignorant question you could probably ask me, is if it actually does work. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clear that up right now. It does work. I'm not just saying that. And I wouldn't be going through all this trouble of getting the label made, buying the bottles, actually mixing the product in here, and then selling it, shipping it, getting a table at the sneaker summit. I wouldn't be going through all this trouble making videos and posting pictures and things like that if it actually didn't work. So that's probably the most stupid question y'all could ask me. And the next question I usually get asked the most, if it causes sole separation. So I'm gonna run you by these real quick. These are my 2000 Space Jams. So there's no sole separation on them. Not even right here where it tends to separate the most. There's none. Now, what causes sole separation? It isn't the product you're using. It's basically the sun, or if you're using lamps. So if you just leave a shoe outside for like an hour, maybe, probably over here in Texas, if you do it for like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, it will cause sole separation. With the product on there or without it on there. It's just the sun. It heats up the glue, so which causes it to separate. So that's why I suggest only doing 10 to 30 minute sessions, depending on how hot it is outside. So you just kind of watch it. You know what I mean? So if it's early in the morning, the sun isn't that, it's not that hot outside yet, so you can probably do like longer sessions. But you just kind of just watch your shoes. It's a little bit of common sense. You got to use it or whatever. So what else do I get asked? Okay, this isn't a cleaner. If you get some dirt on your shoe, don't apply it and try to clean it off. That's not what it's made for. It's just made for yellowing soles, midsoles, toe caps, glow in the dark shoes. Just for shoes that yellow over time. It's made for that. It's not like a cleaner. Another question I get asked is if you do it on glow in the dark shoes, do they still glow? Yeah, they still glow. My pair actually glows more now than what it did before. So I'm not just saying that. Other people have told me that also, that their shoes glow more after I fixed them for them. So just I guess that's the answer for that one. What else do they ask me? Okay, so when you're doing them outside, let me go back to that. So if you're doing them outside, what you're going to want to do is clean off the sole, apply the reviver, and then put saran wrap on it. Take them outside for 10 to 30 minutes, bring them back in to cool off, and then take them back outside. Do that for about an hour or two, and then bring them in, and then wash off the reviver, and then reapply it and put saran wrap back on, and just keep doing that until your shoes are done. You don't have to apply it every time you bring it inside. As long as you're using saran wrap, it'll stay moist. So you don't have nothing to worry about. But over time it will dry out. So that's why I say about an hour or two, just depending on how long it's been outside. Just kind of watch it. You'll be able to see the difference. When it's wet and whenever it dries up. So just you just have to watch it or whatever. What else do people ask me? What else? I will not show y'all my indoor setup. So or at least not right now. Once I figure out a better way to show y'all, I will go ahead and do that. But as for now, I don't plan on doing that or plan on telling y'all what lights to use. I only suggest doing this outside because it takes longer to do them inside, and you have to buy lights, and you have to get there's multiple things you got to do with the indoor setup. Outside, if you just do it, all you got to do is just get the reviver, saran wrap, and throw them outside. So it's a lot easier for people to do. What else do I get asked? Okay, so another question I get asked is, what happens if you put on here, does this become clear? Now you don't want to put it on here. It will turn like a little bit lighter color, I guess, from depending on the color. It will depend on the color that it is. You know, it does light up a little bit. On this one, you can see where I got on there. You know, a little bit. It's not that bad. You know, it's not like I'm not gonna wear them now because you know that's a little bit lighter. But you don't want to just pour it on here. You don't want to do that. You just want to put on the areas that are needed. Some people do cover this up. You know, I personally don't because it's not, you know, that big of a deal. You know, but, you know, some people do cover up the carbon fiber. They cover up these pods. Some people even tape around here. So, I mean, that's things you can do. But I don't really do that. So, you know, I haven't had any real trouble with that. So, you know, and it does whiten up the leather, which I don't suggest you actually go ahead and do that to your Columbia 11s. I mean, you can, but you know, I really don't suggest doing it because you could mess up your shoes. And one thing is, I'm not responsible if you mess up your shoes. I try to answer as many people's questions as possible. All my contact info is on the bottle, so if you have any questions, you know, you can always contact me. I'll take a little while to respond because I get so many emails, but I try to respond to everybody as quick as I can. Another thing I get asked, let me see. What else do I get asked? I think that's pretty much it. As far as I can think of, that's about all the questions I get asked the most. If you still have a question and you know I didn't answer it in this video, just go ahead and email me, let me know. And you know, maybe in the next video or you know, a video coming up, I'll go ahead and answer that question. But if you go ahead and send me an email, you know, I will answer that as fast as I can and as best as I can. So one more thing, okay? Some people do get results after one time. You know, after one session outside, they do get good results. Some people, it takes them a couple times, and I'm not sure why. You know, some people said they only did 20-minute sessions outside. You know, one time doing it, they could already tell a big difference. So some people say, they tell me it took them like 3 sessions for them to see a difference. So I'm not sure why that's happening. But you know, that's just something to watch out for. So I tell them, go ahead and take some pictures before, so you can always go back and look at them. Because sometimes I don't see a difference in the shoe, but once I go back and look at the picture, I'm like, oh yeah, like damn, you know, that's a big difference. So that's something to keep in mind also. Some shoes do take longer than others. You know, this shoe will probably take longer than this shoe because it's not as bad. I mean, you can see the difference in them. So I mean, you know, this one's a lot darker, so it's going to take me longer to do this one than it would be if I were to do this one. So I mean, some shoes take longer, it just depends on the yellowing. What else? Alright, now I really think that's it. So if you still have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'll be posting another video later on of some shoes I worked on. I'll probably post it up, I would say, probably on Wednesday or Thursday, but more than likely it'll be on Wednesday. So I guess that's it. If you're not following me, follow me. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. That's still DJY1 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. God of Souls. Check out my website for pre-orders on the Fire Red 3s right now. And you can check out my customs. I did these, so they come out pretty good. I also did these, and I did a couple more pairs, but I'll show that in a later time. But I guess that's pretty much it. Alright, so I was about to process this video, and then another thing popped up in my head. People ask me, or they tell me, that they don't have time to fix shoes, and if I can go ahead and fix them for them. So, you know, if you don't have time to do your shoes, you know, go ahead and email me or contact me some way, and I can get you a quote. You know, just send me some pictures, and also, you know, a detailed email or message about, you know, what's wrong with them and what all you want fixed. I usually do have a wait time of around 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more. Just depending on how many shoes I have at the time. Prices vary depending on how bad the shoe is. So just contact me and I can get you the quote. And another thing, I appreciate everybody coming out to the Sneaker Summit and buying my product. I really appreciate that a lot. Everybody buying online and people meeting me up in person. I appreciate that. And